Good evening, Brian. It's Monday. So first off, I'm going to apologize for the weird format of this video. I totally forgot that it was my day to vlog until just a few minutes ago. And it's late, and I have to iron clothes for tomorrow, for work, and then go to bed. So I'm going to record it now while I'm ironing my pants. So I apologize for the weird setup, and I apologize for looking away, and hopefully there's not too much random sounds for me ironing. But so that's what it's going to be like tonight. Sorry about that. So as you know, over this weekend I was over at Parents' house working on a card box for our wedding coming up soon of me and Lulu. And it just got me thinking about how much I like making things. I don't often get the opportunity to make things, but I really do enjoy it when I do get to do it. I remember being involved in some projects with Dad growing up and always really enjoying both getting to spend the time with him, which is a really nice thing to be able to spend time working on a project with your parent, but also just the act of making something was really satisfying and fun growing up. And so this weekend was a good reminder of that. And speaking of making things, I got to see your coffee table in person, and it looks really cool, and I'm really impressed that you were able to make something like that. Did you model that after a design you saw somewhere else, or did you just come up with that design all in your head? How did that work? Regardless, it's really cool, and I'm sure it's a nice piece to have in your room, and a nice table to look at it and be like, you know, hey, I made that thing, and now it exists. It didn't before, but now it exists, and it's mine, and I made it. And that's really cool. As you know, I've been watching a YouTube channel called the Darbin Orver channel. I'll put a link in the description for that, actually, down below. But she lives in Portland, Oregon, and she posts a lot of videos about making things in her shop. She does a lot of woodworking and a lot of projects, and one of the coolest things about her channel is that it really shows how a lot of the things that we take for granted as something that has to be manufactured in a factory, that's not something you can make on your own. That's something you have to go buy in the store because it has to be made in like a super high-tech factory by, you know, other people that are really professionals at this. That's not accessible. That's something you make yourself. But she shows that that's really not true. She makes a lot of really cool things, pieces of furniture for her house and things to use in her shop and all of that, and she makes them herself. It really shows that those are things that you can make, that you can do. It makes them feel more real. And I really like that aspect of it, of seeing something that before that you might have thought as something you had to buy, but in actuality you can find out it's something you can make with your own hands, and that's really cool. Watching her channel has been, you know, getting me more and more interested in making and in crafting, and specifically in woodworking and building things out of wood. And I really like someday when I have a house to actually have a shop where I can work on projects like that. You know, if I decide I need a new shelving system, to just build it instead of buying it. Or if I need a box for something, to build it. Or if I want to build a new desk lamp, to build it. And she even does a little bit of basic electronics and wiring in some of her stuff too. So it really shows that all of that stuff is really approachable and accessible and something that anyone can do. And that's one of the coolest things, I think, about making things yourself, is that, you know, normal society, especially here in America, it's so based on consumer culture that it's, you know, things are not something that have a natural origin. Things are something that you have to go to the store and buy, that's been built and manufactured and packaged somewhere else through means that you wouldn't be able to do yourself. And making things yourself really defies that, and it shows that anything that you know, that all of these things are things that you can make yourself. And not only do you get the satisfaction of knowing that you made a thing when you use it, but it just gives you a new appreciation for how the thing functions and all the steps that went into making it and making it a reality. And that's really cool. And so I definitely want to get more into projects where I'm making things and crafting things. Are there any projects that you're planning on working on next, Brian, now that your table's over? I'd love to hear about them and see the end results as well. And that's it for this video, but I'll see you tomorrow, Brian. Have a good night.